Hi, Jayka.
Hey, happy Mother's Day, Kathy.
Happy Mother's Day to you as well. It's a beautiful day, and we need to
Yeah.
recognize all the wonderful moms out there,
Yes, yes.
right?
Beautiful moms out there.
I never thought, I was told actually, that I would never have a child. And now I have my lovely Jenna, who's going to be
Right.
15 this summer. But 15 years ago, or actually 16, 17, I was told that I could never have kids by the
By the
doctors.
doctors, right?
0% chance. 0% chance. And I remember all the feelings, Jacob, that I went through when I was told that. I went home and it was just an emptiness that I really felt inside. And
Yeah.
I woke up that morning, the next morning, and I thought, was it a dream? Like just how you feel when you lose someone close to you.
It's surreal.
You wake up, it's surreal. You wake up the next morning, and I always remember this whenever I lose someone that I love. I
Yeah.
wake up the next morning after hearing the news, and I wake up and I think, was it a dream? Did that really happen? It's very surreal. So I was told that I couldn't have kids, and I went and had fertility, and it worked
Yeah.
the first time. So
And can I
I
just,
could have children.
yes. And can I just acknowledge you and celebrate you and the fact that you chose not to believe the doctor, and you allowed yourself to feel the grief, the sadness, and then made a choice saying, hey, you know what, I'm not going to believe the doctors and I'm going to keep trying. And voila, you ended up with a little miracle girl, right?
Well, absolutely. She is my miracle baby. And, you see, I mean, how much I do with her. We hike,
Yeah.
we paddleboard, we spend a lot of time together, but I am a very real person when it comes to anything. And there have been moments where I'm like, as we all have, right? With children,
Yes, that's all part of parenting.
Oh, absolutely. And everything, you put things on Facebook and everything looks wonderful and happy. And Jenna's so awesome. And we did our torquing video the other
I
day.
loved that video. Loved it.
Teaching you how to torque, But really, what I want to share with the listeners and the viewers right now is this. Last week, I sat there in the kitchen, and she had just dropped my $1,500 for whatever Mac laptop the day before at the front. Oh, yes, right? Slipped out of her hand. Accidents do happen.
Yes.
So then here we were sitting in the kitchen, of the island having dinner last week, and she dropped all the tomatoes and avocados and everything went onto the floor. And this is, my first time sitting down after working a long day, and I have the dog and I've cooked dinner. And so I went down on the floor to clean it up. And of course, under my breath, I went, fuck, just that little fuck. And I thought to myself, and so she's sitting there and she says, don't get mad at me. It was an accident. And I said, well, you just had an accident yesterday. Anyways, the fight started, right? But she was pushing me. And I kept telling her, I'm not angry. I'm not yelling. I'm just saying, be more careful, slow down, be in the moment, concentrate on what you're doing. Everything my mother would say to me, I'm saying to her now, right? And so all of a sudden she said, you're yelling at me. And I was done. And so I got up and I went over to her, and I literally, she went like this. I can admit this. She went, don't hit me. And I'm like,
right.
And I walked back over and I sat down. But the beauty is that within the next literally 20 minutes,
everything was okay.
Laughing at that moment, right? And I said, nothing like you shielding yourself from me coming over wanting to,
Right?
So,
and the ability to laugh at yourself and to laugh, that's massive, right? But yeah, so I love
it's
that.
not always perfect. It's not
No.
always perfect. And that's what I wanted to say. And, I mean, my goodness, she's a 15-year-old girl with raging hormones.
Yes.
So I'm in it. And she's my isolation buddy. So all of you out there parenting, it's not all
we get it. Yeah. I mean, this isolation has really been an amazing opportunity for us to connect at a deeper level with our family, with our isolation buddies. But at the same time, it's also been a ton of like pulling your hair out and like, right?
Oh, absolutely. And that's why I love that book. The title of it is so perfect. It's called Get Out of My Life. But first, can you drive Cheryl and I over to Sue's or something, you know,
right.
like, or drive Cheryl and I to the mall, right? But get out of my life. So yeah, so parenting. So I think that was a little bit of a, just, you know, considering it's Mother's Day today, even though we are airing this on Tuesday. So
right.
I want to say to you, Jayka, that, you know, last night you and I had spoke and we hadn't chatted for a couple of weeks, and we made the decision that this is going to be our last podcast until September, the fall. We're not going to put a date on it. And, you know, we both have some things going on right now throughout the summer months, and I'm hoping to get away with Jenna to go home for a couple of weeks. And I've got my blog I can focus on. And so we're going to take a little bit of a break. But, you know, I just wanted to say, considering this will be our last one for a while, that I'm very, very proud of you. And all of your accomplishments, you know, especially up until this point. As you know, you got your book released, and you have paying clients, many of them who are seeking your wonderful professional advice and personal, and you make it personal. You know, you're such a kind and loving soul. So yes, so you've got lots going on in your life, and I just wanted to say that I'm proud of you, and it's been
thank you.
an honor.
I'm proud of us that we pulled this together, this podcast thing, and we just ran with it. And is it perfect? No. Does it need to be perfect? Absolutely not. Right? We're doing it, and so I'm proud of both of us.
Yes,
we're hanging our butts out there.
Hanging our butts out there, right? And it is. There's a lot of, you know, here I was sitting there last week, I was working, and my phone, it flashed up saying that you were doing a live Facebook video, right, under your surrendering website,
a private group Facebook.
You know, surrendering your ticket to freedom, and it's a fabulous site that anyone can join. And I remember looking down, and I thought to myself, oh my gosh, I'm so proud of her for doing this, because I know that there's a lot of fear that's involved in that. But what we talked about last night, and you and I were just, wow, we are really riding the same wave, because the day before I had messaged, or 2 days before, I had messaged a friend, and I said that I was going to do a live Facebook. And I didn't do it the following day for many reasons. But the reason I wanted to do it as well is because I have quite a bit of anxiety in terms of speaking in boardroom situations that I've been dealing with now for 20 years. And so I wanted to do it to push myself past that fear. And then I just listened to yours this morning. And as we talked about last night, we were so on the same page with that. And it's so much about pushing yourself past fear. As Maya Angelou said, you can either move forward in life with hope or with fear. And you can't move forward with both in the same space.
You can't.
So,
you can't. Thank you.
Very proud.
Thank you. Well, you know, as you know, I took a bunch of courses this past week, and one of them was taught by a woman who was very knowledgeable about Facebook groups and how to nurture, you know, the people in the group, and that you really, Facebook Lives are a very important part of it. And up until that point, I had resisted, because when you do a Facebook Live, it's very vulnerable, because you're realizing that, okay, I can't edit this, I can't delete this and redo it. It's like I'm putting myself out there. And so I thought, all right, I'm going to do this. And I had a topic picked, and I felt all of these nerves, right? My adrenaline was going, and my nervous system was in overdrive. And I was like, whoa, I'm really nervous. And I was like, okay, I was surrendering it. I was holding space for it and acknowledging it. And then I thought, I need to talk about this. This needs to be the topic, because if I feel that nervousness, guaranteed other people are too, right?
Yes.
And so that was the topic that
that was going to be my topic.
And that was going to be your topic. And that's so funny.
2 days ago with my live Facebook video, and I'm like, and we never talked about it.
No.
I find that so beautiful.
Yes, we are riding the same wave, sister. We
We
are.
are.
Yes. And it's my intention to do a Facebook Live at least once a week. And so I've got the first one out of the way. And yeah, and so it's all about acknowledging your fear and then doing it anyway. Because if you
Yes.
allow the fear to control you and hold you
Yes.
back from shining your light,
Yes.
that
Yes.
ends up, you're not shining your light, right?
No.
There's not as much
No.
growth there. So I'm really encouraging our listeners, our viewers, when you feel the fear, acknowledge it and then do it anyway.
Yes.
Do it
Yes.
anyway.
Absolutely. That's when growth takes place. And you know what? It's the best feeling. It's the best feeling to be unsure of something, but to feel very passionately about it and to
Yes.
trust and to just, oh, it's just the best feeling, you know? And I mean,
Yeah.
you and I both can think of a lot of things in our lives where you've allowed yourself to go there and feel it as opposed to just remaining stagnant, right?
Right.
And not feeling and pushing or going outside your comfort zone. And I mean, I can give dozens of examples, and you know, I think of one, which is a wonderful thing. Don't I mean? I'm sure many people can, right? We've all been faced with fear over and over again in our life. So actually, what I challenge everyone to do is think back to those times and how did you move forward or didn't you? And maybe now's your time to, right? It's like I think of the fear that I felt when I bought this house. It was the sixth house that I've owned, but the first one I've owned on my own. And I stood there, I was going through my separation, and I stood on the doorstep. This is 10 years ago.
Right.
And a moving truck pulled up and it had all my stuff in there. And I stood there and I thought to myself, holy fuck, this is all my stuff. This is all my responsibility. This house is mine. I have nobody to help me with this, you know? And the fear I had then, but I thought I have to do it. I have to move forward and be happy for me and do what is right for me and always make the best of it, right?
And can I just interject and take a moment to celebrate that? Because that 42-year-old Kathy who felt the fear and did it anyway, let's acknowledge that. And I encourage our viewers and listeners also to what you just said. Think back to those times that you felt the fear and did it anyway. And have you acknowledged that and have you celebrated that? Because so often we do these things and then we don't give ourselves enough credit. And celebration is important. It really is. Celebrating ourselves. Yes. So yay you for doing that. And sorry, I got a frog in my throat all of a sudden. You and look where you're at now. 10 years later.
Even yourself, Jayka, right? I mean, you know, the fear that you, in terms of you know, going to the house. And now, mind you, you can do that. Like when you did your traveling and you went to Asia and you just thought, no, I'm going to just take this time, you know, for me and find, you know, take care of my inner self, which you did. Let me ask you something though. Did you, I don't think you had as much fear around doing that. Almost like when I moved to Asia, people would look at that and think, did you have a lot of fear going there? That for me was more excitement. So there's a bit of a difference, right? So when I left Ottawa as a young child and moved away, did I have a lot of fear around that? Not really. That was more excitement for me. But fear is, as I said, myself standing on that doorstep, right? Having a diagnosis, you know, of cancer and the massive fear that comes along with that, right? So there's a difference between
fear and excitement. Well, and the fear was magnified when I was told that I had cancer. And I told the surgeon, I'm not choosing surgery. It doesn't feel right for me. I'm choosing to listen to my intuition, and it's not going to be including surgery. And then the surgeon proceeded to use fear as ammunition to try and change my mind. But I was so certain that it wasn't the choice for me that I thankfully held my ground and said, nope, not at this time. I may choose surgery down the road, but not at this time. And so that leads me to really encouraging people to tune into their intuition, into their you know, that little voice that says, you know, you can do this, and believe in yourself, right? Because that believing in yourself, you know, I mean, you are a mom because you didn't believe the doctor, and you believed in that little voice that said, no, I'm going to keep trying. I really feel like I'm going to be a mom, right? And here you are, a mom to a beautiful daughter. And I did the same with choosing to heal myself more on an energetic level, a vibrational level, rather than the conventional Western way. And it's paid off in spades. And so that belief and listening to our inner voice and rising above the fear, it's a massive, amazing, powerful combination.
It is. And
Yeah.
it's changing your thought process is what it is, right? You just have to
Yes.
change your thought process, which of course is going to change your energy, and then it's going to really
Yeah.
you
And
know,
is it uncomfortable? Hell yeah, it is. And it can make you feel very
oh
vulnerable. But the more that you do it, the easier
yes,
it gets. And the more, like, I can think of numerous occasions where I've done things that was more led by my intuition, and I did it anyway, regardless of the fear and the vulnerability. And it panned out in an amazing way. And so now
yes,
I have lots of reasons to believe that, hey, yeah, okay, I feel vulnerability and I'm going to do it anyway, because I know for a fact that it is going to benefit. It's going to be for the greater good. Yeah. Yeah.
I love that. I love that. And I think during this time right now, and we've talked about this so many times, and I'm bringing it up again only because we're leaving for the summer. So we need everyone to make sure that they take care of themselves, and however that looks, right? And keep yourself healthy, physically and mentally. And you know, I look at my day yesterday. I was at the top of the mountain again, and just looking out and really just trying to take in that moment. And today I'm going to be out on a paddle board, and you know, you've got your beautiful trails as well in your area.
Yeah, although it's snowing here, but you know, it's May and it's snowing in Alberta, so I won't be paddleboarding, but I'll just
Right. But I'm in my summer. Hey, I realize I go on Facebook, which sometimes this morning, and then it takes up so much time, right? Like, which is, it's all good. I was looking at Mother's Day posts and everything, and it was 7 minutes before our call, and I thought, oh my gosh, I need to pull myself together. And I literally thought, I am going to put on a nice summer blouse, and I'm going to put some earrings in, and I'm going to make myself feel good, because I wear the same damn stuff all the time because I'm really not going anywhere.
right.
You know? I mean, honestly, like, there's some days I'm like, you know.
Yeah, and I got up this morning and I'm like, oh, it's snowing. I'm going to put a turtleneck on. It's all good. It's all good.
You need to just be able to make fun of that, right? Because,
Yeah.
I mean, Jayka, you have had so many wonderful places that you've lived over the last, you know, couple of years.
Yeah,
You know?
I have all over the world. And it's
Yeah.
just going with the flow, going with the flow. Yes.
It's so nice right now for all of us to be so close and spending such wonderful quality time, you know, whether it's FaceTiming a family or friend, or through Messenger on Facebook, or however that looks, you know. I mean, I'm just having so many, as I'm sure you are, just wonderful, heartfelt conversations with so many beautiful humans in my life.
Yes. Well, and it's also, you know, this whole isolation thing is such a wonderful opportunity to connect with yourself more as well, because of course everything has slowed down.
Yes.
And I know from my own experience, I mean, my entire life I was go, 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 go. And I was always looking in the future of what I needed to accomplish and where I wanted to be. And then when I had adrenal fatigue and I was forced to slow down, the silver lining was that I was more present. And I went, you know, inward and realized how special that is, you know, because it started to cultivate more this relationship with my inner being that I now had time for. And so COVID is really providing that opportunity, that gift to the world right now, for us, you know, when we're slowing down, to go within and cultivate that relationship with your inner self. And when you cultivate that and what happens is that you start to feel more compassion, more love, and less fear. And you start to feel
Yes.
more hope for the future, right?
Yes.
And hope is something that all of us, it's what keeps us going. It's what keeps us going, right? Yeah.
I know, and I just love that, right? You can either move forward with hope or with fear. It's your choice.
You can't have both.
You can't have both. And
Right. So
my choice.
surrender the fear and step into hope. Yes. Yes. And
Absolutely.
that's a great place for us to say goodbye to our listeners. And I just want to take a moment and wish all of our viewers and listeners a beautiful summer. And may you have lots of hope, lots of reasons to love, and may you feel compassion and love for yourself and for others. And if you are ready to pull your hair out because you're just spending way too much quote unquote quality time with your loved ones, right? Surrender, 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 and be
Yes.
kind to yourself and be kind to others.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. We are going to move forward in this world, and it's going to shine with kindness. I truly believe that. I truly believe that.
Yes.
So have a wonderful summer. I look forward to checking in again in September. We may do the odd
Little Zoom thingy. Who knows?
thingy, right? Yeah. But we'll definitely stay connected in many different ways. So
oh, we will. Much
thanks
love.
everyone for your support.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.